Previously on Elements Asunder. The party, having narrowly escaped a rock eating their souls, proceeded to enter a cave system that they immediately found filled with even more odd monsters. A number of icy looking toads, and what appeared to be almost an army of similar snails to the one they had found before. After successfully sneaking through a majority of it and being attacked by the weird ice worms that had stuck to the ceiling, they found themselves climbing a steep cliff to which Affy almost fucking died.
And whose fault is that?
Affy's.
It's literally not, but go off.
That being said, uh, party did successfully make it up the cliff with only mild exhaustion and slight frustration and damage, and found two odd creatures that looked like a combination of a reptile, an insect, and a piranha of sorts. After dispatching three of the creatures, party now debates what to do as they are heavily injured, exhausted, and worried.
Just to clarify, we're resuming right as soon as we finish the fight, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Oh man, I can sure use a rest right now.
Smart.
Think this will be good?
Smart little buggers.
Oh,
I'd like to look around and see if I can find any rocks or mud or anything to make a barricade.
Make an investigation check.
I would like to inform the party that we should. All right, group. We got to find some rocks, mud, debris, so we can make like a barrier for shelter.
I'm pretty sure you can go ahead and find that, and then I tab him, give him guidance.
All right. Investigation.
I'll help him look around too.
Roll your guidance.
15.
There appears to be a number of small rocks strewn throughout this cave, but none seem big enough, nor do you see a really small area that would provide you with any real well-made shelter.
Don't think it's going to be safe for us to camp out.
What if we put our backs against the wall over here and take I don't know, kind of keep lookout, different watches.
That could work. Yeah, I think that could work. That's probably our best bet.
Probably. I can probably move the corpses and use them as bait.
I'd like to use this one as a tauntaun.
What's a tauntaun?
Feel nice and warm.
None of you know what a tauntaun is.
Is it a blanket?
Yeah, Western assumes it's a blanket as well.
Yes.
Is it not a blanket?
It's a blanket. It's a blanket.
Before we take the rest, I'd like to try to perceive what's over here. Maybe from around here. Just doing the rounds, make sure we're safe.
Seems to be a hall.
Okay, I don't see anything immediately coming up to us.
Do we hear anything?
Make a perception check.
I'm not.
As Affy asks that, I'm gonna listen to.
I'm looking, so.
You
Does this
do
count as an
hear.
ability check or no?
Yes.
Oh, because I still have disadvantage on that because I'm still disoriented from exhaustion.
Affy, you're unable to really hear anything aside from the blood ringing in your ears. On the other hand, Vesrin, you do hear what seems to be on the other side of the wall you're standing next to, what sounds like digging of sorts almost.
I'm gonna look to Galthak and say, I think there might be creatures burrowing through this mountain. We should be aware of that.
Okay, and then I'm gonna walk closer over, and I'm gonna go ahead and let Forte know.
I'm gonna come down here, kind of help Affy to where we are holding
All
up.
right. In that case, I think we should take a quick rest and see if you could find some better shelter. We don't want to be caught off guard.
Agreed.
Sounds like a plan.
Sounds good.
All right.
I
I
can
look
go
over
ahead
at
and
Vesper.
take a watch on that short rest.
I look over at Vester and I'm like, "Hey, pal, am I making us a little bonfire?"
Unfortunately, I can't do that at this moment. I would after a long rest. Is that something you think I should have available more frequently?
Nah, I just need to get some flammable material and just give it a spark.
That one I
Let's
can
see.
do.
I still have timber on me. No, I shouldn't have timber on me.
Are there any like twigs or no?
It is a cave. There does not appear to be any wood nearby.
I have a couple of torches.
I have a tinderbox.
I also do.
I have candles and oil. So
You
I can
do
make
feel the
Molotov.
cold is starting to bite at you, as you are much higher up, and though you didn't really notice it before between the exercise and the fight and the warmth of blood on your face, now that you've sat still for a while, you are beginning to feel it.
We're trying to make a fire to keep us warm.
Mhm.
I have a
Really?
blanket. You guys need to use that for a moment, or
We need something
Oh,
to
I
keep
have
us
a
all warm.
tinder box. Could that help?
That's like a box of matches. We need something.
Basically.
We need something
Yeah.
to burn.
we could burn the blanket.
Candle?
Yeah, if you're volunteering it.
Yeah, if we need to.
Wait, do we still have the cat with us?
I can summon the cat for an hour at a time.
Oh. Okay, never mind. We can't use the cat for that long.
I really need a rest for an hour.
Should we cuddle? Is that a last minute resort?
Pass
If
the
it
cat,
works,
yeah.
it works.
How big would you say a torch is?
Torch
It's torch
size.
sized.
Like, how many can we use to like make like a little campfire?
I would say 3.
Okay, I'd like to like throw 3 torches and just kind of light them up to make it like a
Okay.
little fire. And I'm just
You
centering it
successfully
on,
do that.
just centering it right here. So,
Cat's around for a little bit longer too, so
or actually,
I can hop on Affy.
it's too late for takebacks. I would have moved it here. Oh, and we're resting and taking watch, I think.
Okay. Can I take watch last so I can sleep? I am very tired.
Well, we're not taking a long rest. We're doing a short one.
But then I'm gonna still be like double exhausted.
But at least you can recover health and stuff and resources.
This might be a good chance to, we could take that chance and see if you guys can take the long rest. And I mean, worst comes to worst, I wake you up, right?
Worst comes to worst, a monster The monster attacks us from under the ground. I point to those dinosaurs. Those guys can bury and dig.
Well, true, but I mean, even if you're taking the 1 hour, you give it a chance for 4, but you only take 1, and you still get your short rest, right?
Up to you.
I have no objections to it.
That works.
Let's try to see if we can perceive any dangers throughout the watch. We'll switch over when necessary. If we get the hour, at least you got the short rest.
Mm-hmm. Is taking watch considered a short rest?
It is not.
Okay. In that case, I'll tell Galthic to wake me up.
All right,
But,
sounds good.
But sleeping for 4 hours would be considered a short rest, at least,
Yes.
if not long rest. How are
4
you gonna
hours
roll
would
that?
be considered multiple short rests, essentially.
So would you say we're gonna get a long rest's worth
If you sleep for 8 hours, then you would get a long rest.
for 4 hours? I'm basically asking whether or not I should roll hit dice.
That would be a short rest.
But if
Okay,
you
in
were
that
to
case-
but if we wake up, you'd be able to roll your short rest if we ended up waking up after the 1 hour, right?
Hmm.
You don't have to just roll it right now. You can roll it after we find out if whether or not we wake up in 4 hours or 1 hour, right?
Yep. Though, again, 4 hours is not enough for a long rest.
No, sure. Yeah, definitely.
Do I roll hit dice or not? Is the question.
You'll find out after we find out if we can get the long rest or not, or whether or not you have to roll the short rest. I'm pretty sure you do it before the combat, but after whatever length of time we've taken. But I don't
So-
want to speak for you.
Are you guys doing anything to barricade yourself?
Should we use the corpses?
Well,
We
we
could.
can move the corpses as bait.
Yeah.
Rather
And
than
we can
barricade.
we can sleep behind the giant dead ant, if that makes sense.
No.
No?
No, they were feasting on them. Why don't we move that closer to where they might want to eat it, like over here?
That does make sense.
And since not all the logs have caught on fire and there's only 3, let's go ahead and take this and move that over here. We should be able to grab the ends of the timber and kind of move them, right?
Pose.
Okay.
Well, it may have been done, but and move it and do things. Let's do it.
I tell Galthic to wake me up in an hour so I can help him with the first watch. Hey, pal. Can you wake me up in an hour?
Yeah, for sure.
I'm not,
for sure.
I'm not gonna fall asleep. I just need to catch my breath after that fight.
Sounds good.
Okay. In game rules, I want to roll a short rest first.
Okay.
Would you allow that, DM?
Yeah, I'd allow it.
Okay. Can I roll for short rest?
Yep.
Mm.
I will also say that. Actually, no, because he's sleeping, so JJ would not be doing Song of Rest right now.
Yeah, he would have done that beforehand, though. So he already passed out.
Yep.
So, does the first hour pass?
Make a perception check for me, Galfuck.
Will do. And let me call upon my god's guidance to to make sure that I perceive something properly. God.
You don't seem
Mind
to
you.
notice anything.
Mind you, I'm very perceptive.
Are you?
I'm supposed to be.
Are you though?
You're tired. It's okay. It's understandable.
I know.
I can. No, I wouldn't know what you saw. I'm not asleep. I'm just kind of like chilling, like like working on my runes, I guess. After about an hour, I'd like to join Gelthuk and his watch.
Okay. Galfuck, are you continuing to do your watch?
If you don't mind, I'd like to see if I can get a rest in too.
You're gonna go to sleep, or you want to catch your
l-
breath?
like to get some sleep.
I pat him on the back. Just go right ahead.
All right. Thank you. I'm gonna put my back against the wall over here.
Should I roll anything, Duck?
Make a perception check.
I have rolled.
You don't seem to notice anything.
Does enough time pass?
About an hour passes, and nothing seems to bother you. Let me just confirm, did you guys move the corpses of the creatures as well?
Yeah,
I
we
want
would
to
have
move him
moved
over
it.
here.
Yeah,
Yeah, I thought
right
that's what
here.
we agreed on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I
Okay.
can't move them, so yeah.
Oh, so welcome, JJ.
Hello, hello.
Welcome.
You're taking a nap.
You
You
are
are
currently
taking a nap.
taking a nap.
Yes, I am. A well-deserved one, in fact. I nearly died twice.
Same.
Interesting sleep talking you're doing.
Mm-hmm. So you don't notice anything.
Mm-hmm. Second hour?
Yeah, about an hour passes.
I would like to do the full watch, so like the full 4 hours.
Again, 4 hours is not a long rest. You do know that, right?
Well, we're doing shifts.
Yeah.
Like those
You-
guys are just knocked out. Those guys have been sleeping for
Hmm?
2 hours already.
Yeah.
Uh,
No.
yeah.
I'm just letting you know that each individual person needs a full 8 hours of sleep for it to be a
Yes.
long rest.
That's right.
Okay. So you do the full hour, or you said 4?
Yes.
Okay. What do you do after 4 hours?
I'm starting to feel tired. Affy still looks like he's battered and
Like-
beaten.
I look like
Mhm.
garbage.
Um, Galthuk looks like he's comfy against the wall.
He looks decently.
I guess I head over to Vesrin and ask him to take watch. Maybe.
Just not awake from sleep. Look at Forte and go, oh, it's my turn.
Mhm.
Alrighty. And enjoy your sleep. We'll move up here.
Yeah, thanks, pal. As I let out a big yawn, like as I just knock out.
Okay. Vesrin, Make me a perception check.
Alrighty.
You also don't hear much of anything. You feel as if there's some skittering and scratching around you, but you can't really tell from where.
Hmm. I'm going to use the second and kind of look around for like the ground. Is it like solid stone or is it like dirt path?
There's a thin layer of dirt, but it seems like a majority of it is, after that thin layer, fairly solid stone.
Can I? Hmm. I'm gonna look to see if there's any like disturbance on in the dirt to see if I can discern where Flick is.
Okay, make an investigation check.
Okay.
You have absolutely no idea where Flick is.
All
You don't even
right.
know if Flick is still with you right now.
I'm going to, having failed to use that, going to very quietly say, Invisible One, do you understand this language in Primordial?
Okay, you say that, and you get no reply.
Vesrin shrugs and continues looking about the area.
How long are you taking watch for?
How long was it supposed to be again? Was it 2 or 4 hours?
That is entirely up to you.
I'm gonna look at Affy and see how she's looking, or he's looking.
He is in deep sleep.
What about JJ?
Also in deep sleep.
Galthak next?
Galthok
Flick already went though.
already
Galthak,
had.
Galthak would have 7 hours. No, wait. Did you just end?
Well, that's a good question. How
Vestrin.
long would you say, Vestrin, how long were you doing this for?
We'll say 4 hours.
Okay. So then Galthuk's had about 5 hours of sleep at this point. Oh, actually,
No, he
no.
would have had 7.
He would have
I'd
had
had
7.
7, yeah.
He would have had 7. JJ and Affy would have 8, so they'd have the full long rest at this point.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
So,
So do you want to wake those two up?
Affy, you had a
I'll
full,
wake.
full long rest. You should update your sheet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll
I
wake
just
up
have to push the
Affy
button.
and go, I'm going to catch my last few Z's. Wake up JJ if you want companionship. And then I'm going to go sit back where I was.
JJ, you could also remove your exhaustion point.
Mind doing that for me? I'm not by my computer at the moment.
Sure.
I
Grazie.
kind of like wake up with this really confused grunt. It's like, yeah, but I'm up. Right. And then just kind of waddle over here.
I'm gonna put a
Okay.
token to track how much I slept, by the way. If you don't mind, Alec.
That's okay. Affy,
Yeah.
make a perception check at disadvantage.
Wait, JJ isn't up?
Okay then.
Did you
I was
wake
not
JJ up?
awoken.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
So
First I
JJ,
go and wake up JJ.
JJ, make a perception check as well.
And yeah.
I repeat, Alec, may you make one for me, please, as I'm not on my computer.
Yep.
Grazie.
And Forte, you should have 5, I think, because I did 1 hour before you woke up.
No, because it has to be undisturbed sleep.
Nope, that's an 8.
Hmm.
So, Affy, you and JJ don't really hear much, though you listen carefully. You feel as if the entire mountain shakes a tiny bit under your feet.
Why?
It's a very good question. Anyways, how long are
Okay.
you keeping watch for?
Are we the last two to keep watch?
Yes.
Okay. And
Did
so
did Vesserin tell us how long he kept watch for?
4 hours.
4 hours, right?
Well, the question
match
is,
that.
did Vesserin, the character, tell them?
Yeah, I would have mentioned something to Abby. Or Abby.
So with everyone else, did they like when we started watch, did they also have 8 hours of sleep or not quite?
Not
Just
quite.
only you and Leroy.
Okay.
Galthok will be Galthok could wake up in an hour potentially.
Okay. But then what about like you and Vesper? Like how much sleep do you guys need?
I need 4 more hours. Vesper needs up to the DM to decide how much he needs.
I'd say
He needs
another
4 to 8.
3 or 4 hours.
Alright, so I guess we can stay up like 4 hours and just complete the thingy.
Why was I awoken?
I mean,
Okay.
we'll all wake up when we hit 8 because that's like how people sleep.
Let them
Yep.
sleep, they're sleepy.
I can sleep for 12 hours. What's wrong with you?
That's concerning. You should talk to a
What's wrong with
doctor.
you?
Well, a lot
Perfectly
of
normal.
things, but I don't sleep for 12 hours for one. I sleep a normal, healthy amount, like a normal, healthy person.
Oh, number of hours pass. And as they do, all of you begin to wake.
All of us?
All of you.
Cool.
What do you all want to do?
I'm
I'm
just
gonna.
doing some stretches and eating some breakfast rations. I don't got any like rocks to lift or anything. I look around. Galthok's wearing heavy metal armor, right?
Mm-hmm.
I ask Galthok if he's willing to help me with my morning routine.
What's that? Are you gonna
Yes.
bench press him?
Hmm?
Are you gonna bench press him?
Wait and find out.
I get on. I'm going to instruct Galthok that I'm going to do. I need to do some push-ups, get the blood flowing, and I need
Sit on
some
his
weight on
back.
my back. Yep. Would push-ups be an athletics check?
Yeah, I would say so.
13.
You do a decent number of push-ups.
Thanks, pal.
I'd like.
Hmm?
I would like to do my morning yoga and flexibility tests.
Okay, make a acrobatics check, I suppose.
Alec, may you be so kind.
Acrobatics. Nat 20.
Oh,
I am
dang.
as flexible as can be. I roll myself straight into a backwards ball and just roll around a little bit.
Impressive.
Hmm.
Good job, pal.
Well, I decided that I am going to go over to the wall to go pee. Be right back. I am now at the wall to the north to go pee.
But
I am
which
staring
direction are
at
you
the wall.
peeing?
In the north wall. In true north. The wall that's the direct north of me. Do I see anything unique when I am using the facilities?
I told you what you see.
Use can
Yes.
flick.
And so I'm using the facilities and I see, hold up, shoot. I see 7 scratches on the wall and I turn to everyone and I'm like, hey, there's 7 scratches on the wall over here. And I kind of beckon everyone over.
I go over to Affy while still eating my rations, like, hold up.
I show the scratches.
Hey, Ruffin, you're all. Can you take a look at these?
That's one.
What?
I kind of just
I
point
didn't
out
hear.
the scratches on the wall and just like, come take a look at this.
I'll come over and take a look.
Yeah.
It seems to be. You know what? Make a perception check.
Me?
You
Oh,
notice these are fairly new scratches that definitely weren't there earlier, Vesrin. 6 shallow ones, and right in the center, 1 very deep one.
Gotta tilt my head a bit and try to ponder where they came from.
You think about the fact that they likely were made within the last hour by the looks of it.
was it Flick?
I'm gonna look at Affy and go, did you see anything happen before we woke up?
Not really. I mean, like I heard scratching, like JJ and I heard scratching noises, but
Whoa,
we
whoa,
didn't
whoa!
see
Why are you dragging
anything
me into this? Did I hear anything?
because you're right there with me and I heard scratching, so I'm assuming that you also heard scratching.
I heard no such thing.
Well, what did you hear? Because I heard scratches.
I do not believe I heard a thing.
Hmm. Whenever we go
Hmm.
to next town, we'll take you to a doctor to get your ears checked. But anyway, I heard some scratches, so that's probably what happened.
Any idea what caused the scratches?
If it wasn't Flick, then we may have another invisible assailant. I don't know why they would scratch the wall rather than attack us when we are weakest.
Could it be like one of those critters that buries underground? Has a mind about the dinosaurs and shit?
Well, if it was burning in the ground and it came above ground for long enough to do scratches on the wall, then wouldn't it
I'm gonna walk
like
over to one of
decide
the
to attack
corpses.
us? Or wait, did it eat the corpses? Or did they still look like they didn't like we last saw them?
That's when with that nat 20, it looks as if the corpses were untouched.
Hmm.
I'm gonna look to see if their claw of this animal matches the print on the
Make a
on
nature check.
okay.
It does not.
I shake my head. There is no way that one of these creatures made this mark. It was something else.
Something with 6 claws? Or 7?
How many
Thinking
was it
about it,
again?
Vesrin, it's 7. And thinking
7.
about it, it looks more like tally marks.
Interesting.
Bites the dust.
Fuck, let's keep track of time.
Hmm. Does the number 7 mean anything to anyone?
Well, there's only 5 of us. Maybe 6 if you include Flick. Maybe 7 if you include the cat, but the cat vanished.
Mm-hmm. Hmm.
Uh, I think that it might have been Flick. Like, Flick might have been keeping track of us. I don't know. I don't know if he needs to sleep.
Maybe. And I'm gonna kind of look around and I'm gonna ask, if this was your doing, would you mind giving us a sign of such?
Veteran? Actually, not. Let me.
Can I
Veteran,
whisper to
a
Flick?
rock goes sailing over your head.
Yeah, rock. Alright then. That seems to confirm it.
Mhm. I guess I'll walk on ahead.
Where are you walking to?
Here for now. Do I see anything in front of me? Or
You
like
do not.
around
Are
the
you
walls?
stealthing?
Not until I reach over here.
Okay. You notice in 1 second. In the walls around here, there seem to be a number of small holes. They almost look like tunnels.
Hmm.
Too small for any of you, but
Probably some critters. Um, Either way, I don't want to be lined up with those holes. So you said there's one here, there's one here?
Mhm.
So I want to move up here.
1 second. Sorry about that. I had a crying dog. You were saying?
So I'd like to investigate for any kind of like traps or anything that looks out of place. And
Make an investigation check.
yep, doing that right now. Anything
Okay.
look out of place?
As you look around, a couple of things you note. One, as previously stated, these caves don't look like it's the same rock as the mountain on the outside.
Mm-hmm.
um, Along with that, the amount of fungus on the wall glowing seems almost otherworldly. And as you look around, you notice more small holes, some of which are about your sized, and a number of which are smaller.
Well, it's my size. I'm still looking around, and I don't notice anything like on the dirt that looks out of place.
You do not. You see in the dirt, the only thing you see is what looks to be a number of very small spiked indents that you pretty easily connect to the creatures, the giant insect piranha things that you killed.
Mm-hmm. So we walk around
Though
those.
there is something you do note. You do see some that look much larger than the claws of the things you fought.
Ominous. I let Bespin and Galthek who are right behind me, and the others who are for some reason chilling back there. I let the two close to me know that there's like some sort of big baddie around.
I acknowledge it with a nod.
Shame.
Same.
Same.
I look over at Vesrin and I kind of gesture for him to like move forward and take a look.
And JJ, you can't really see anything because you're all the way in the back. Oh, right, you're not at your computer.
I am not. Please move me, sir. Much appreciated.
Okay. I am going to give Forte a nod and cast Pass Without Trace.
Okay.
And
Alright.
I will slowly take a peek around this corner.
I need everyone that is moving forward to make a stealth check.
I do
Please
so
and
with
thank you.
disadvantage.
Uh, give me a second.
19.
Okay. So, as you slowly approach, Vesrin, you're the first one to turn the corner. As you do, you see a much larger opening in the cave with a number of creatures looking slightly smaller than the ones you killed, seemingly feasting upon two other giant spiders. And in the center, looking your way, as you guys were not stealthing before, is a very large one. I need
What?
everyone to roll for initiative.
Wait, it sees us?
You weren't stealthing before.
Yeah, but it didn't see us yet, did it?
It heard you.
Yeah, but it doesn't know we're here yet. For all it knows, we're walking to it.
Yeah. I still need everyone to roll initiative.
Okay.
Mhm.
We're
I'm
not
Wasn't
afraid
that
to
it?
roll
though.
initiative. But what if I have a fear of rolling initiative right now?
Then I'll make sure that you fear it even more.
Damn it.
Mm.
Oh, speaking
Just
of, did
roll
our casters choose their spells for the day?
That is a good point. Casters, you would have had the opportunity to choose your spells. So before we get into this, do you want to change anything up?
I already changed everything I needed to change during the rest, so.
What about you, Galfuck?
Yeah. Yeah, I think I have everything that I wanted. Let me double check one thing real fast. What would I want over this or this? Target.
While you're doing that, Leroy, what do you want to do? Can you see the screen?
Give me one moment. Let me walk to it.
Okay, well, I got you. I rolled you a nat 20 on initiative, so you better be fucking happy.
Looking. What am I seeing? Everything dead. Wait. Oh, okay, cool. So they don't see us yet, right? They just hear us, and I'm assuming first and foremost, let's use some movement. Let's move right in front of Vesrin. Looking in, do they seem like they're looking at us, or do they just kind of looking at like they're aware, like they're kind of hunting right now?
It looks like this one is certainly aware. Oh, so was that 30 feet?
You
That
didn't move
was,
me from before,
yeah, I did.
did you?
Yeah, you were by Affy.
No, I was here.
Yeah, that was by where Affy was. Affy, why did you just move yourself?
You're welcome.
No, it's not your turn.
I'm
Please
gonna move
move
here
your.
then.
I'm fine. Here. If that's the case, if that holds true, then I will move here.
Mickey's not happy with your decision, Milan.
Here.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm good with
You
mine.
can-
Yeah.
You cannot currently see around the corner.
You're telling me I can't look that way?
You can, you just can't really see anything.
Say Livy, fine. In that case, all I'm going to do for this turn, as I am unable to see anything and cannot do much of anything without direct eyesight or confirmation of being able to begin combat, I'm going to cast. Who's up front? Galthuk?
Vesrin.
Okay.
Well, Vesserin, take a sanctuary.
Doesn't that end if I attack?
It does.
Yes.
That means get up at close and personal to see whether or not they see you. I will say the your cat does not count as an attack. That's me saying that. That's my character saying that to you. On that note, that ends my turn.
All right, Vesrin.
All right. I'm going to start out by I'm gonna cast Flaming Sphere.
Well,
Uh,
the sanctuary immediately fades.
yep.
God damn you! I gave you presents and you squander them.
Let's see. Mint. And I'm gonna place it right. How wide is it again? It's it's a 5-foot radius, right? The sphere itself. I think so.
Yes, and it knocks in. I was gonna do it, but I didn't have any brimstone, so I was gonna do the same thing. That's what I was gonna trade it out for.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. As you do that, the creatures certainly notice you now. It makes it, taking half damage.
Alright. And I'm going to place that. Move back a few steps. And then my turn.
Okay, one.
We're immediately going loud.
Just as a reminder, crowd control is very, very good against pack tactics.
Sorry, I just had to get Mickey out of my room. What's very good against pack tactics?
Crowd control and blurring vision.
Well, it is. As you cast the spell, all the young creatures and the giant one all stare directly at you. This one's going to move 5, 10, 20, 25, 30. And take the dodge action. $10, 15, 20, 30. 1, 15, 20, 30. 5, 20, 25, 30. All right, they will all move there, and they all look ready to dodge out of the way of anything you throw at them. Galthuk.
I will you step forward. Foot cone. Let me just take a look. Alright, so it takes the center of mine. All right, so between here and here, I'm gonna go ahead and cast Burning Hands. As you see fire emit from my fingertips in the form of 2 hands clasping down on the 3 of them. That.
Okay. So they all need to make dex saves.
DC 14.
Only
At
one of them
level
makes it. As you blast your fire forward, 2 of them are burnt to a crisp immediately. The third just barely getting out of the way, yelping in pain, as it is still fairly charred. Let's out a
And-
hiss and chitter.
Alright, so that was I moved 10, and then I'm gonna kind of move back easily over to here to finish up my turn.
Okay. The Hive Lord is up. And what's its movement? Okay, good to know. So it's going to move 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35. Right to there. And then, ooh. In a 15-foot cone. Yeah, it's gonna. I need all 4 of you as it retches back. It lets out a giant spray of acid. I need all 4 of you to make a dex save.
Sir, would you be so kind?
I thought you were at your computer now.
Is that
Not-
dex save?
A dex save. Ooh.
Don't I have lucky to where I don't have to roll ones?
No, you do not. So,
Why wasn't I born a halfling?
let's see what that damage is. Vesrin, you take 6 acid damage.
Alright, I'm
As
going
you-
to use my reaction to cast Absorb Elements.
Okay, you take 3 acid damage.
Can I use my
As the-
reaction? Cast
For
Warding
what?
Flare? Warding Flare?
That would not help.
Within 30 feet of me?
It's not an attack. It's a dodge. You have to dodge it.
Save.
It's a save.
Hmm.
Warding flare only
Yeah.
helps if it's directly attacking you.
I was hoping.
That being said, JJ, Galthuk, and Forte, you each take 13 acid damage.
Jesus.
13, you say?
Mm-hmm.
Who can I see?
You could see pretty much everyone.
Okay. So this one takes 13 acid damage instead of me.
Does that work with
Any damage I take.
it's
Here you go. I guess it's an attack roll, so no one.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
All right, 13. That's 20. Okay. Also, does it end in turn in front of me?
Let me just make sure of something. Yes. Yes, it does.
It has to roll DC save 15.
Wisdom save?
Yep. As I flex at it.
It rolled a 15.
Meets it, beats it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Affy, you just saw your entire party get soaked in acid and begin to burn.
I knew I should have stayed asleep. Okay, kind of like go up over here. And I take out the rapier and the fire dagger, and I do my one-hit combo. Two-hit combo.
Well, you can't because the creature is 10 feet away from you.
I go over here and I do the like 2-hit combo, and now I'm 5 feet away.
Okay. You can do that.
hmm
Make your attacks.
Okay, and additionally, there's other people attacking it, so I also get sneak attack.
Yes, you would.
Yes, sir.
Actually, no, you wouldn't.
She would.
Nothing is in melee. No
It doesn't
enemies are.
matter. It doesn't matter. There's no. It's just her and the creature.
Oh, you are correct. No, because there's someone within 5 feet of her.
That effect, swashbuckler.
I believe so. Let me double check the exact wording on it, though.
I thought the exact wording of the sneak attack is either when you or one other enemy is
Yours
like
again,
completely
additional way to
separate,
use the
or
if attack roll to use sneak attack against the creature if you are within 5 feet of it and no other creatures are within 5 feet of you.
oh shit. Okay. Well, I still stab it with 2 thingies, so
As you stab at it with your rapier, it bounces off the creature's hide.
I stab at it again.
You attempt to slash with your flame tongue dagger, and again, simply bounces off.
Uh, I, you as my bonus action, can I like ready an action?
You already you used your bonus
Or
action.
to move.
No, to attack with the flame tongue dagger.
That does make sense. Okay. I just kind of like mumble like shit under my breath really quietly.
Forte.
All right. I'm going to move here. Is that within 5 feet of it, or
Yes.
do I have to move down here? Be
No,
5 feet of it.
that would be in 5 feet of it.
Okay. As a bonus action, which I think is a bonus action. Once in each of your turns. Hold on. Yeah, as a bonus action, I turn big.
Okay.
As I kind of like crack my neck and try to give it a punch.
Okay. Roll your attack. As you punch at it, your hand glides off of its natural armor.
Damn. That high, damn. Okay. That's all I can do. I look over and I say I could use some help here.
Leroy.
How big is Forte in comparison to the mother?
He is still smaller than it.
By an order of magnitude or by like
I'd say he's about half its size.
hmm.
Oh, wait.
Out of curiosity. I call out to Forte asking you want to go weird or you want to go big?
Don't think going big will help here.
Oh, I take that. With that in mind, I move. Actually, no. Let's just move right next to Galthook, basically. Just that extra 5 feet.
Use a healing touch though.
In moments. Let's cast Nather's Mischief.
Where are you placing it?
Good question. Let me grab my box. Shape. 20 by 20, so that would be. Oh wait, nope. If I do like so, would that include the mother, or would it more have to be around here?
The mother would be within it, yes.
So like here is fine.
Yes.
Okay. So with that in mind, 20 by...
It would not fully be in it. So if it's something that affects that would need to affect its head, that would be different.
Fine, whatever. I'll take it this way. It's a difference of 5 feet that can be moved anyway. That's 20?
Yep.
No, that's 15. Needs to be here. Thank you.
Why are you
With
placing
that,
it on me?
that's 25, Alec. One too many.
No.
Or to fit. Yeah, sure. There you go.
Okay.
Why are you placing it on me though?
Because I had to get the mother. Don't worry.
You could move it down to
So,
the left.
you actually completely enveloped the mother. Forte, you and the mother both need to make a dex save.
Thanks.
Forte, you are blinded
Mm-hmm.
as the flowers spray water into your face.
Hold on. Here.
The
Sure.
child back here is also sprayed in the face, and the mother is able to just move her head away from all of them.
Wait, how? It's completely enveloped.
It rolled
You
a
don't need to-
21.
You don't need to completely envelop it.
It rolled a 21 on the dex save. Is that your turn, Leroy?
No, I still have a bonus action. Who's looking most hurt?
You can't heal
Oh.
and cast a spell.
Yep, you can't heal.
Ah, fair.
Remember, 2-leveled spells.
Yes. All right. That'd be my turn then.
Vesrin,
Oh, I'm dying.
No, you're fine.
Vesrin,
Good thing I have a backup character ready.
You're not gonna die. Quit being dramatic.
He might die.
Kiri, you there?
Oh, yes, I was talking, but apparently I was muted.
Yep.
Okay. Seeing that my friend is in need, I'm going to drop concentration on the flaming sphere and cast Healing Spirit.
In what form?
It'll be a flame that rejuvenates your vigor.
Okay. A small little will-o'-the-wisp appears. Place it where you would like.
All right. So I'm gonna put it right here.
Okay, just note it can heal 5 times before it's gone.
Yep.
With that, Forte, you are healed for 6 health.
Yay. My death is prolonged.
And I will stay where I'm at. I'll end my turn here.
Okay. The little ones are going to move 5, 10, 15, 20, 30.
Isn't it half? Is it
And-
half movement in there or no?
No, it's not.
Oh, okay.
5, 10, 15, 20. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 20, 25, 30. Move to front. Oh, oops. I was trying to move you to the front. There we go. And so that's going to be 2 little itty bitty attacks on Forte. Forte does a 15 hit.
They should all have advantage.
Oh, you are correct. Thank you.
I'm blinded.
And also pack tactics. Forte does a 16 hit.
It does. It meets it. So no.
I believe meets it beats it.
Okay.
So you take 12 piercing as the two little creatures stab you in the ankles.
Uh,
Okay.
Vesrin does a 15 hit.
No.
Whoa. Okay, who just drew a line?
I'm doing it. I'm trying to figure out my tactic. You're fine. Just let me do what I'm doing. It's
Okay.
not going to do anything to the game. I'm trying to figure out.
Speaking of, Galthuk does a 23 hit
Yes, it does.
as you take 4 piercing as the creature stabs into you.
Oh.
That is your turn. That is their turn, at least. You're up, Galthuk.
I'm going to call upon my god to help me out with this. I'm gonna cast Burning Hands again, but calling for Morden's grace, just to call for it.
Okay. I assume. Can you just show me where you're firing using the ruler?
That's what I was trying to do.
You know there's a ruler for that, right?
No, there isn't, because you don't have the other one. If you were doing it, yeah, it'll show 15 feet, but I can't show you the other angle.
It doesn't show the cone for
Yeah,
you.
see, exactly.
Hmm.
So it would be between that. You see where you just had it, and here. So
So do
between
you not
here,
see? Do you
I
not
see
see
yours.
this?
I see yours.
So like there?
You see where mine is right now? You got to open up the cone a little bit
Yes.
more, because it has to be one square out from the start. So
Isn't
it would
like-
hit.
give whoever sneezes.
So like that?
So it'd be from here. Just go straight down with it, and I can show you the other one. The other cone would be this direction. So I should be able to hit everything that's within it.
Okay. So all but one of the creatures.
Which one?
This one.
It
One
would
in
still
front
be
of
in it.
Vesrin. Hmm.
Because the cone starts at a full square in front of me, which would be this one to this one. Going in it.
All right. Okay, I see. Yeah. Well. 1 second. Why is that? What did I do there? Okay. Well, I
I
somehow
asked that same
forgot
question
about
many times.
it. So Dex saves on all 4 of the little bitches. And that's so. First one makes it, but is burnt to a crisp anyways. Second one does not make it and is just fried. Third one makes it, but with the 17 barely left standing. And that one is also burnt to a crisp. And the big mama makes it as it takes 8 damage. Seeing its babies all set aflame, it glares at you, Galthuk, and lets out a hissing roar.
I yell back at it with a "Rah!" right back at its face.
Is that your turn?
Yes, that's my turn.
Could you demonstrate how the roar sounds, Dungeon Master?
I
Okay,
second
thank
that
you.
thought.
Yeah, me too.
So here's the thing. I'm gonna need another dex save
From who?
from Vesrin, Galthuk, and JJ.
Sir,
Because
please.
as it lets out another blast of acid to your face.
Alright, We're gonna absorb elements, this baby.
Leroy, do you need me to roll for you again?
Yes, please.
Fucking God, Leroy. How is it you can access everything except for your saving throws?
What's that on my computer again?
So Leroy makes it.
Yeah, for
Leroy,
once.
you take 13 damage.
Oh. That makes 23. Cool.
Absorb elements.
Uh,
Oh, 24.
as you are unable to dodge out of the way, but you do absorb the elements, Vesrin, you take 13 damage.
Okay.
And Galthuk, being the source of her rage,
Poor Galphic.
and the thing that she is mainly aiming for, you take the brunt as you are just slathered in acid. And you take 26 damage.
Oh,
Wait, I think I'm gone. Hold on.
I mean, you're not dead.
That went half of 26.
It would have to be double your max health.
Yep.
You'd have to
Oh,
go
I
into
thought it's
negative
half.
of your max health.
I thought it's
No.
half of your concentrate or constitution.
No, you only die in one hit if your health goes into negative of what your max is.
Okay. So as I finish screaming and it shoots its acid at my face, you see my jaw kind of dislodge and kind of fall down to the left as I fall to the ground.
Maybe not dislodge.
You let out a gurgle as a good chunk of acid got down your throat. Affy,
See, Doc saw
Yes,
where I was going
sir.
with that.
all right. So it's just one baby and this big bitch here, right?
Mhm.
I stabbed the big bitch with the rapier and the flame tongue. Yes, that one. That big bitch. That one.
Okay, make your attacks.
Deep.
Well, that first one misses.
Yeah. I'm assuming I don't get sneak attack because of the baby.
The baby is not within 5 feet of you.
Oh, so I can get sneak attack.
If you can hit, yes.
All right, I'm gonna try for flame punch.
You also miss,
Fuck.
as both your attacks seem to just go flicking off of its armor.
I just want to stab her. This sucks.
Forte.
So I'm like, stupid plants. As I try to calm myself down and catch my second wind as a bonus action. So
You can also get healing from the healing spirit if you so chose.
I will do that. Just gotta math it out. Okay. And how much? And how much do I heal from the healing spirit?
1d6.
Do I roll that? Or
Yep.
does it use your modifier or anything?
I
Nope,
don't think it uses a
just the
modifier.
D6.
Yeah,
Okay.
d6. Yeah, no action required.
Okay. And with that clarity in my mind, I remember the last time this happened, and I will ready my action and punch the first dinosaur-looking thing that I can see. I'm holding my action.
Okay. Just to confirm, when are you blind until?
Let's start.
Okay.
JJ's
Yep.
next
From the
turn.
start of my turn.
So, as JJ's next turn starts, Forte, you get to make an attack. As you suddenly gain vision, you see a
well-
small one currently
I
hissing at the fire on its back, and the really large one blasting your allies with acid as Galfuk hits the ground.
But which would be the first one that I would notice?
Probably the
Probably the
big
giant
one.
one.
Yeah, very likely the giant one.
All right, so I just let out a fist at the giant one.
Okay, roll your attack. As
Yep.
you attempt to, you go wide, just having gotten your vision back and are unable to see. That being said, Leroy, roll me a d4. Actually, first,
Sure.
Leroy, roll me a concentration check.
Sir, may you be so kind.
I just have to keep your thing open.
Yes, you do.
Uh, concentration check.
Ooh.
Oh, your box is dropped.
Oh, thank God.
Actually, that being oh no, you still would have been stuck blind even if
I
the
wouldn't have
box
been.
dropped. No, you still would have. Even if the box dropped before,
Oh,
you
okay.
were still blind until the end of the turn.
Whatever. I'll take
Uh,
back.
but Leroy, it's your turn.
How's the party looking?
Gelthuk is slowly melting into the ground.
Right beside you.
You know what?
You have had half of your shoulder melted off. Affy's pretty
Oh,
much fine.
I know how I'm doing. Don't worry about that.
Forte's pretty good. And Vesrin, honestly, all things considered, may be the healthiest of the bunch somehow.
No problem. Okay, let's start here. First, I will like to cast Upcast Healing Word onto Galthuk.
Okay.
This with my bonus action specifically. In doing so, I'd like to say to Galthuk, get the hell up, you son of a bitch, and kill that giant monster.
You said my jaw come back to place, and then I kind of like my eyes open up a little bit, and anger
And
behind
I
these
hope your
eyes.
jaw coming back into place.
Yeah, that was the first thing I said. It was you see my jaw hinge back into place.
Along with that, I would also now like to cast Bardic Inspiration and give it to Forte.
Thank you.
What else can I do? So I completely dropped concentration, right?
Mm-hmm.
How far is the big creature from directly in front of me?
5 to 10 feet.
5 feet or 10 feet?
10 feet.
You know what? Fuck it. I'll step forward 5 feet, take out my rapier, and stab at it.
Okay, make your attack.
Sir.
By the way, I have to roll your healing word also.
Did you not
Right.
do that yet?
I did not. You said upcast it?
Yes. Level 2, please.
Okay. So just for your information, Galthuk, you get 9 health back.
You beautiful bastard.
So would you say you go there, Leroy?
As I am not looking at my screen, I will trust you that I'm basically taking 5 steps forward towards the giant creature.
Okay. And a slash with your rapier, which is an 8. So it bounces off uselessly.
Of course. Then that concludes my turn.
Vesrin.
All right. I am going to use my bonus action to move the healing spirit right on top of Galthuk. So I can roll a d6 to give him some HPs. Wow.
Oh, I'm feeling the love today. Thank you.
And then I'm going to take one step to the side and look up at this giant monster and there's a small thing underneath it and go, didn't light the flames the first time? How about a second dose? And cast Burning Hands.
Well, I'm not even going to roll the dex save for the little guy, because the little guy is just burnt to a cinder. It had 1 health left.
Cool.
And the big guy, as you blast it and its child, it jumps out of the way, taking only 6 damage from that, just barely with a 15. And seeing its last child getting burnt, hisses at you again. Is that your turn, Vesrin?
That it is.
Galthuk.
Casting level 1 burning hands again at this monstrosity in front of me.
It is still able to dodge out of the way. It seems like it's learning slowly but surely,
Oh,
as it is burnt slightly, but it is starting to learn your tricks. Oh, thank God I didn't roll another 6. It is going to take a step forward, and it is going to make 2 stab attacks at you, Vesrin, as you just killed its last child.
All right.
Vesrin, does a 25 hit?
Yes.
And does a 27 hit?
Yes.
As the creature takes a step forward, it stabs you in both your shoulders, 1 claw per, pinning you to the wall and hissing in your face, dealing 17 piercing damage.
All
Is that
right.
per each hit?
No, 17 total.
Okay.
Okay.
And that is its turn.
Half stab.
Go for it.
Okay, with rapier and the flame touch, and the hope that I could hopefully try to burn this thing.
That. Do you think it hits, Affy?
Yes,
Is that a yes confidence or yes you hope?
it is a yes. It, and you're just telling me this to annoy me.
It does in fact hit. Roll
Yay!
damage. Bless you.
Bless you. And sneak attack. Beep. And flame touch dagger. Beep.
That also hits.
Yay! I finally did something. So, how much damage do I do this? Do it.
You roll the flame tongue, a d4 plus 1, plus another d4 fire.
I thought she was the button for that.
Yep, there we go. She does. As you finally find purchase, you stab into a small bit of the armor that appears to have cracked from the heat, shoving your rapier in and then your flame tongue dagger directly after. Creature roars again, quickly turning towards you, letting Vesrin out of its grip. Forte.
Question: what size is the creature?
Big.
The creature
He is double
would
your
be
size.
considered giant.
Is it
One
huge
size
or
bigger
is
than
it
you.
huge or it's one size bigger than me?
It's one size bigger than you.
Okay, that's good to know. Okay, I will attempt to I'm using my attack action to shove the creature prone,
Okay.
and I would like to use my inspiration. Is it a 1d6?
Yep.
Yes.
Okay. It rolled a 12 anyways. You are able to successfully shove it prone.
Awesome. So it's currently prone.
Yep.
And I would like to action surge. And attack with advantage.
Okay.
Fuck. Oh well. Worth a
As
try.
you punch, you feel your hand, despite it being prone, aiming for its face, you hit instead of its back,
Yeah, worth a try.
vibrating off. Leroy.
How's the party looking?
Vesrin has actually seen better days.
Oh, I just realized I misplayed. Oops. Oh
I
well.
have 2 big holes in my shoulder, and I'm looking at this thing with intent to kill.
Oh yeah, how is the now prone creature looking?
It certainly has a number of cracks in its armor, and it's singed, but it's looking more angry than anything.
So I'm assuming we've just been loud this entire time, right?
Yeah.
Hmm. Let's have some fun with a nice good old chatter, shall we?
Finally getting to use that spell, huh?
You have no goddamn idea.
Okay. DC 14 con save. It rolled a 23.
God.
Where are you
Oh.
aiming the shatter, by the way?
Specifically at its ribcage.
No, I mean you have to show me on the map. Because it is a large spell.
10-foot radius, so that would be dead center of the thing.
Let me just check something. You said aiming dead center, so let's say.
Can he place it himself? Or...
Yeah, please place it yourself.
Yes,
So,
yes.
so I don't have to make
radius,
an assumption and
10
potentially
feet. So basically, I'll
10
place
foot
it.
radius.
Do it right here.
Here's the thing. You're thinking 10-foot diameter. It's a 10-foot radius. It goes out 20 feet.
Oh, yes. My bad. Forgive me. That would be. Yes, right here. Oh, right here.
So you're placing it back here?
Yep. One up, but yes. Right here.
10-foot radius. Forte. I need you to make a Constitution saving throw. Same with you, Affy.
Okay. Fuck.
Affy, you take 10 thunder damage. Forte, you take 5 thunder damage.
Yay. I love getting exploded.
As
Can he-
a boom rings out. Speaking of, since you are in a cave, let me just check something.
Oh
Getting
no.
Really sick of Leroy's shit this session. Forte yells out, I'm getting really sick of this.
Well, I rolled
Leroy.
a nat 20 on your luck roll, which means that the rocks above stay fairly stable.
Yay.
Hey, there you go.
Okay, I for one elect that next time we need to use something as bait, we use JJ.
Vestrin,
All right, I'm gonna take a look at this thing and how's it looking? Knocked prone.
it's not happy.
It's not happy. Seen better days.
It's seen better days. It's not on death's door yet, but it's certainly seen better days.
Okay, that's pretty convincing. I'm gonna use my bonus action to move the healing spirit on top of moi. Get some of that good juice. I can use it one more time after this, by the way. 3 HP. Hey, I'll take it. And then I'm gonna look at this thing with absolute rage for the holes it's just put in my arm, and cast an upcasted Burning Hands.
Let me just make sure of something. Yeah, no, okay, there's no chance of you hitting any of your allies.
Yep.
Okay, so it has to make a dex save. Which it makes. As it is still able to dodge out of the way again. It's at this point learnt your tricks and sees what you're doing. It's able to move just barely out of the way while still being prone. Gelthuk. Cray.
Still within range, I am going to walk here and I'm gonna cure wounds. onto Vesrin.
Okay.
Much thanks,
And
friend.
then, you're welcome, friend. And then, pulling back on my mighty hammer, I'm gonna smash down onto the guy in front of us.
Okay. Attack with advantage. Wait, I'm sorry. You can't. Healing
Can't?
Cure Wounds is a action, not a bonus action.
Oh, that's right. That's right. I was thinking that was a bonus action. I don't know.
You're thinking of Healing Word.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Fair enough. And at that point, I will concede my turn.
Okay. Survey says the creature rolls a 2, not recovering its acid. This time, turning towards Affy, it is going to. Well, it's going to use half its movement to get up first.
Hmm.
As it slashes once at Affy and once at Forte. Affy does a 9 hit.
No.
Forte does a 26 hit.
It does.
As Affy jumps out of the way, it flicks around quickly, stabbing Forte directly in the gut, dealing 8 piercing damage.
Boy.
Okay.
Speaking of Affy, you're up.
Alright. I cast Stab. Again, this is going to be a recurring theme. Stab
What level are you casting Stab at?
with the rapier and the flame touch that I have out already.
I think the joke flew over her head. Her own joke flew over her head. Roll your attacks. So
Okay,
you
flame
stab
touch.
with the rapier. It actually bounces off, and you feel as if it's almost ready to snap before you pull back just enough.
I literally cannot break the rapier. Okay, plan B. Damn it.
You, in a panic, slash with your flame tongue, again missing any weak points and just bouncing off. Forte.
I will proceed to. What can I really do? Shove it prone with advantage.
Can you
Because I'm
tackle
big.
it?
That's basically what I'm doing. 20.
Oh, this. No fucking way. It's 11.
Okay, it's back to being prone.
You shove the bitch prone. It's gonna be every fucking encounter with you, isn't it?
Hey,
Is that your turn?
I'm rolling crap, so.
Is that your turn?
Yep.
Okay. Leroy. The creature is prone. Try not to kill your allies this turn.
How's Forte looking?
Pissed.
He's going for hills now.
Well, first and foremost, let's inspire the pissed person because he's got to work off that anger.
Yay.
There you go.
How are you inspiring him?
Listen, sir, I know you're angry. Take that rage and fucking punch that thing. As I give him Bardic Inspiration.
You consider, Forte, you consider for a second taking Leroy's advice and punching him in the face. But the inspiration has indeed inspired you to punch the creature.
Sweet.
And what about your action, Leroy?
Wait, that's a bonus action?
Yeah, inspiration's a bonus action.
Wait, casting Bardic Inspiration is a bonus action.
Yeah.
Good to know for later. Anyway.
It is prone. You can stab it. Or try to, at least.
Yep, that's basically it. Mind casting Rapier.
Why does
With
it seem
advantage.
completely random when you need me to roll for you?
I will turn my
Hmm?
camera on later.
As you stab into the creature, your rapier bounces off uselessly.
AC
Well,
20.
Okay, that'd be my turn then.
Yep.
Best friend. As you
All
begin your
right.
turn, are you healing yourself more?
Yes, I will use its last little bit. Let's get rid of that. Roll d6. Sweet. Now then, I am going to look at this thing as I'm fairly low on resources and say, "This time's the charm," and cast Burning Hands.
Okay. It stares back at you, seeming to expect it, but right before it can dodge, Forte pushes it down to the ground. Roll your damage. That is a full 16 on it.
That it is.
It is starting to look definitely more worn down. Is that your turn?
That'll be it.
Galthuk.
Seeing that he's looking pretty bad shape right now, I go ahead and I'll re-raise, roll him at them. Cast Scorching Ray.
At disadvantage. Uh,
Wait.
I'm gonna
Oh,
need
yeah.
you to roll me a 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm gonna need you to
Roll
roll
a
me a
what?
d6.
D6. Oh, I think I left that at my house.
Okay, goes wide. Doesn't hit anything.
Oof.
Do you do anything as a bonus action?
Don't I have to roll for each ray that I'm firing?
Yeah.
I was thinking. Yeah, I was thinking of something else.
Mhm.
I
Okay.
was thinking of a cantrip. Yes, you get I believe 2 more.
Yep.
2 more.
Yep, 2 more. You fire again, and it seems to just bounce off the creature's hide. And again, going wide.
All right.
Thinking firebolt. That's why.
And then yeah,
Is that your
that
turn?
would end my turn. Yep.
Okay. Oh, that's interesting. As
That's
the
a fun
creature
thing.
stands, who is it most annoyed at right now?
Mine tickled
Um,
him in a happily fashion.
I'm going to need Vesrin and Forte to make a dex save. Well, both of you are able to just barely dodge out of the way as it blasts another ton of acid at both of you. You each take 10 acid damage.
Oh boy.
Okay.
The hell was that sound just now?
That was the creature. Affy.
Stab. Again. It is a recurring theme. I'm just gonna keep stabbing it. Dude,
Both of those miss.
She only rolled 1.
Oh, the first one misses. I'm sorry, I was looking at the dex save.
dude.
Both those miss.
How high is this
Forte.
thingy's attack anyway? Do I need like a perfect hit?
The AC is 20.
Ugh.
Mhm.
So I will cast Fist.
That hits.
Finally, as I finally like punch it in the neck and I try to like grapple it as a bonus action.
Okay.
I have advantage, so 15.
It rolled a
And
6.
as it's now grappled, as I'm just holding it by the neck. Like, you're gonna stop doing that, pal. Also, could use a hand here.
You say as you look down at the hand grappling the neck, which has the flesh slightly melted.
Mm-hmm.
Leroy,
How So wait, the creature's grappled now, yes?
Mm-hmm.
Forte, considering you've been stabbed, melted, and whatnot, how you doing? How are you feeling, sir?
My ears are ringing. My eyes are watering. I can't feel my shoulder. This thing is gonna be, what's the word for it? Therapeutic.
So
Would
first
use
and
some
foremost,
healing though.
message received.
you say to the bloody form of Leroy, who looks like he's about to keel over himself.
You're not wrong. Yes, with that in mind, I will cast healing words towards Forte. Doc, please roll that for me. Level 1. Saying to him, well, at least you haven't been half melted off, sir. Look
Yes,
at
I
me.
have.
Look at my pants.
Yes, I have. So I think you can
All
see
right, that
bone in
was
my
the last
shoulder.
shatter. Forte, you get 5 health back.
Yay.
This being my bonus action with my main action, let's stab at it with my rapier, because why the fuck not?
Wait, how many healing words have you? Is that your first healing word?
Second.
That's your second. Oh, right. Your other one was at second level, though. Okay. All right, stabbing at it with your rapier. This is not an advantage,
It is not.
and it simply bounces off the carapace.
All right, I'll take it. That'd be my turn.
Vesrin,
All
having
right.
narrowly dodged the acid, you look at your left arm and see you didn't dodge it as nicely as you would like, and you're pretty sure you're starting to see some bone there.
Interesting, interesting. All right. I'm going to summon the cat. Right here.
Okay.
As I believe.
It needs to make a dex save.
Yes.
It rolled a 6. Roll damage.
Roger that.
God, can you imagine if that finished it off, how anticlimactic that would be? It is looking like it's on its last legs, though.
Finally.
I'm going to then instruct the cat to move here and cast Fiery Teleportation. Deck
That's another
save.
dex save. 14.
Meets it, beats it?
Yep.
Damn.
As it is
Alright.
somehow able to dodge the second blast of fire despite being held by the throat.
And the cat will pop up right next to Galsek.
Speaking of, Galthuk.
You see my hands clasped together, open up, and then two burning hands come from my fingertips, reaching around his face to grab hold of it.
Ooh. That's a monster.
Hey, Galthuk.
Hmm.
How do you want to do this?
Grabbing hold of its face, singeing with like melting his face back, pulling it back, and you see the mouth opening up and the jaw dislodge, unhinge, and it pulls back on it. And you just see all the smoke coming from it as it's singeing it for the final time.
As Galthuk goes and reaches forward, Forte, you tilt the creature down so he can grab its head. A hand on each side. His eyes glow with the rage of his god as he begins to pour flame into the creature's mouth and throat. It begins to let out a whimpering gurgle as you see its eyes begin to boil over in its head before popping out. black ichor drooling down as the creature goes limp in your arms. Its face completely melted. You guys won! Congratulations!
Oh, man.
Yay.
I'd like to walk through the ashes and approach the portal, preferably with whoever is good at magic.
I follow. You still big? Just lumbering over big.
Mm-hmm.
Fair
When you
enough.
say
How
good
long do
with
you-
magic,
I think it's a minute, so 10 turns.
I'm going to say while you're walking over, you shrink back down.
Sure.
You have to walk around the crystals, though.
We'll do.
Cat and me.
Just putting on music. So, this got to be the portal that the old guy was talking about. Anyone know how we can close this thing?
As you stare on, you see what is similar to what you saw in the wizard's lab. A crack and swirling thing in front of you. It looks as if the very world has opened up and is staring back. Purple, blue, red, brown, white, all sorts of colors mixing in. You can't actually see what's on the other side, but you somehow feel like this entire area is bleeding. I'd like Vesrin to make a perception check. And anyone
Alright.
else that's getting close to the portal.
I'd be
Vesrin,
willing to.
you do notice there's a fairly large hole back here that seems to almost slide down at an angle.
I'm gonna
As far as the portal goes,
step around the portal.
you notice a majority of the footprints seem to come directly out of the portal. And as you start to get closer, you do feel a slight pull, as if it's trying to suck you in.
I make sure to keep my distance as much as possible while looking over this potential exit.
As you look down, it does seem to slide down at a decent angle, and it looks big enough for probably 2 or 3 of you to go down in a row. You're pretty sure the mother of those things built it,
I see.
but it does go down into darkness. And after about 60 feet or so, you have no idea what could be down there.
Good to
Do I see
know.
any pebbles on the ground?
You see a number of pebbles and broken crystals.
All right, I'm gonna go ahead and reach down, grab a pebble, and I'm gonna go ahead and cast light on it. So you're gonna see it just shine like super bright in my hand. And I'm gonna toss it up and down in my hand, like a baseball. I'm just up and down and be like, do we throw this down to see what's down there, or are we going stealth?
I don't think it'd be a bad idea to know what lies at least a fraction of the way down.
And then I look back to Forte. What do you think?
I'd like to try to pick up one of the crystals.
One of the smaller ones off the ground.
Yeah.
All right, you pick up one of the small glowing crystals.
Do I recognize what kind of crystal this is?
You have never seen a crystal like this in your life. This entire area is almost alien to you.
Seeing that Forte is looking it over, I'll come and see if it has any sort of magical significance.
Make an Arcana check. You're pretty sure it is magical in some way. Something is causing it to glow, but you can't really tell what.
I think we should take these back to the capital and get them examined.
Agreed.
Maybe bring
Take a
one to
fair
the wizard.
few.
Is Flick around?
You hear a tap
I-
on the crystal behind you.
I'm gonna throw this flick. You catch it as I throw it to where I heard the tap.
As you do, it seems to disappear into thin air.
All right, bring that to the old man, all right?
No reply.
As I want to try to find some more crystals, smaller ones we can pocket.
Make an investigation check.
Investigation.
You asking
I
us
still
to
have, I
all
still have
like
the, I still have
look
the
around
bardic
too?
inspiration, by the way, right?
You would, yes.
Okay, good to know. I'd like to use it.
You find. Let me do a quick roll.
Briefly while investigating, I just dream of punching JJ in the face, and it makes me feel better.
You find about 7 of these glowing crystals that you feel are big enough to actually be examined, but small enough not to be a pain. They're each about a fist sized.
I look over to the party and I ask, which one of you guys is good at hiding things?
Well, I suppose that depends on
Yeah.
where
What are
it's
we
from.
hiding? And
When we go back to the capital, I do want to give them some, but they're probably gonna try to take all of it. These might be
Having
important.
a few in reserve would be a good idea.
I can make them look completely worthless if you like.
You can hide their value.
Yeah, I can. Of
Using magic.
course.
No, you get caught. Hmm. What my buddies do? Damn, they're the good ones at this kind of stuff. Hey, Rogue.
We could leave a cache of them somewhere. Somewhere only we
Out-
know.
outside the city or something.
Yeah, what's good?
You got any underground connections?
Like underneath the ground? Okay, because here's the thing. I might or might not know a dude, but he's on a boat, and it's like kind of far. So like, I don't know. Do you want to go on a really long road trip to go on a boat? I get seasick, so you're gonna have to put up with me puking a lot. But like, that's the only dude I know, really. I can throw rocks at it.
Hmm. Uh, Sylvesterin.
Hmm.
I don't know if we're being watched in here, but the second we go outside, I'm fairly certain we're gonna get watched.
Agreed.
Can any of your animal friends hide these?
It is a possibility. I
But that crow that we met.
potentially. We would have to, of course, reach him. We'd have to hope that he's in the same location, or at least somewhere similar. Alternatively, I can refresh my familiar's existence once we reach the bottom of the mountain and instruct it to hide it wherever we so choose.
I give. Flick, you got yours?
No reply.
I think he already left.
I wouldn't be so sure. That wizard doesn't trust me. Alright, Vesserin. I give Vesserin 4 of the crystals.
Alright.
And listen to me carefully. You gotta hide it. I can't know where it is.
Understood.
And these 3 I'm going to have to give when giving my report. Oh yeah,
Alright then.
the hired gun.
Mm.
I'd look over at Leroy. Pocket whatever you want here. You could probably sell it for good coin.
Look around. Do I see anything of value?
Make a investigation check. You see about 2 other crystals you could probably hide fairly well.
All right, let's pocket him. Give me some numbers. Give me some weights.
You would get two glowing crystals. I'd say each about 2 pounds.
Okay, and I got 3, and Vestron currently has 4. That's when you
I
got 'em.
still have this glowing rock. Do we want to see where that tunnel goes?
Sure, go ahead.
All
I
right,
gotta
so
think. I gotta think on this more.
I'm gonna carefully walk around this and see if I can make it around without being pulled into. As soon as I start feeling any kind of a tug on the portal, I'm kind of like getting either closer to the wall or I don't go any further.
Okay.
Do I make it to
You're
the
able to
tunnel
make
to
it?
be able to throw it down? Okay.
Yeah.
So I take the glowing rock and I just throw it all the way down as far as I can get it.
Make a strength check.
Hold on.
It
Oh, as I
slips
go to-
out of your hand and falls about 6 inches to maybe a foot, just
Oh,
out of your reach.
I was so hoping that I threw it behind me into the portal. Give me a moment, guys. I gotta try this again. All right.
Are you reaching for the rock, or are you getting
I'm
a new
reaching.
one?
Yeah, I'm gonna reach for the same rock and I'm gonna toss it.
As you reach forward, you have to stretch. I need you to make a dex save as you start to feel yourself slide forward towards the tunnel.
Whoa, whoa, whoa!
And with that, you all see you all see Galthuk in his heavy armor go slide down into the darkness.
Oh no.
Damn it, Vestron. Or Galthuk.
I am going to very quickly run over and yell down, Gothak?
All you
Can
hear
we
is.
haul him up by his feet?
No, he's sliding down. You hear his yells getting further and further away.
I look back at the party. Do we follow him?
Yeah,
have a choice.
As
Leo
I'm
and I got to talk though.
as I'm sliding down though, I'm grabbing for shit around me. Is there anything to like grab hold of while I'm going down?
There is not. This tunnel is surprisingly smooth.
And there's like no rocks that are coming with me or anything.
No. In fact, as you look around, actually, do you have dark vision?
I do.
As you look around, you notice the entirety of the tunnel has been smoothed out by acid.
Oh shit. There's nothing to grab. Okay. So at this point, I'm looking for anything that's on me. Like, can I grab stuff that's on me?
You can.
Okay. Hell, I grab hold of my pauldron.
I will note you're not falling directly down. You're
I'm
sliding down
I'm sliding
an
down,
angled tunnel.
Right. So as I'm sliding, I touch my pauldron and I throw light on it so they can see how far down this tunnel's going to make a guess of whether or not they should follow.
Suddenly, you guys see far off in the distance a small light appear that starts to fade with his screaming.
Oh. It goes for a ways.
While this is going on, I'd like to talk to Leroy privately.
Alright. I
No
kind
rush,
of like
guys.
peer down into the hole. Do we have like string or something? Like, so he can climb up?
At this point, you're
He's
pretty sure
far
he's a
gone.
good. He's at least 100 feet away at this point.
All right, listen up.
Mm.
It's either we go in the portal or down the hole. I think unknown darkness is probably safer than whatever the hell that is.
Mm,
As you stare into the portal, it seems to
yeah.
stare back at you.
And I kind of yelled down like, Galthuk, did you hit the floor yet?
Can I push Happy down?
You can
No.
make a strength check.
Who?
Yes.
Me or him?
Affy, make an athletics check or acrobatics.
Down the
Athletic or
hole.
acrobatics.
Down the hole. Down the
There's no
hole.
acrobat. There's an acrobatics check.
Get in the hole.
As you're pointing downwards, you suddenly feel something grab your feet and flip you forward.
Ooh.
You immediately start sliding down at a decent speed, not ridiculously fast, but good speed.
Anyone else
Um,
need a helping hand?
I'm gonna
And
look.
my eyes just like echo as I fall down the hole.
I'm gonna look at Forte.
Shame on
who-
you, Forte.
Who, and ask. Might I ask why you did that?
Would you rather go into that thing?
I'm never making you a cup of coffee ever again. For
No.
as long as we
As Forte
live.
points to the portal, you see it crackling.
Something's nasty's gonna come out of there if we spend too long here.
I agree wholeheartedly. However, it was still quite rude. With that, Vestron's going to look at the hole, look back at him, and say, "This is going to hurt a little bit, but I think you deserve it." As he jumps into the hole, and then he's going to try to thorn whip Forte in along with him.
Oh, what kind of save is that?
That is a. Let's see.
Or is it an attack
It's
roll?
an attack roll.
Oh, cool. Who else is left up here?
Would be
Who else is
JJ.
Pulling
left
someone
up here?
else.
Yes.
All right. You take down JJ.
Let's go.
Oh, you
wanted-
Wait, you have a second cloud. Oh, right, you didn't use your first cloud for him.
Nope.
Yep.
As JJ just standing back a little bit, suddenly a thing of fog appears in front of you.
You said you wanted to
look-
I would like to
talk.
catch him though.
looking
I would like to
very-
catch him though.
Looking very confused, suddenly a whip comes out of the cloud, grabs you, pulls you through the mist. You're suddenly at the hole. Forte, make a dex save to try and grab him. You miss. And suddenly,
Oh.
JJ, you are pulled down the hole.
You wanted to talk.
Forte is left there with the results of his decision.
No, I jumped down. I jumped down with him.
You take one last look at the portal, which begins to crackle more, and it almost looks as if there's an eye, a giant eye looking at you through it.
Mm.
And then you jump down the dark hole.
I flip it off and I jump down. And while we're sliding down, I'm talking to Leroy. So,
What's up, sir?
Haha, I get a
Guess we're
listen now
sliding.
because he's right in front of me. Right behind me.
so,
Shit.
Galthuk found illusion magic on you. Explain.
Juicy.
That's for later stories, sir.
When we go back to the capital, they might call you a heretic. Better I know than they do.
I'll talk to you when we're not falling down a deep hole.
I feel like we're going to be here for a second, so we
So
may
I
as
do
well
have,
use.
I do have
time.
120 feet of dark vision.
You
so
do.
I have 60.
I'm able to see the slide pretty clearly.
It's a slide. You feel like you could just barely see Affy's ass down the distance.
Don't look at my ass. This ass is not for free.
Very rude of Vestron to whip you though.
I know it was you, fucker.
No, you're too far for me to talk to.
Yeah, you're a good like 200 feet ahead of them.
Wonder why he did that. As I just laugh.
Vesserin snickers quite loudly and goes, "Well, it still interrupted your conversation of sorts, so I suppose my idea was still fulfilled."
Ah, you'd know. I just need the privacy of this cave. As we're still
Okay.
sliding down.
All right. Is there anything else you guys would like to discuss while you slide down the hole?
I'm still screaming. I feel like they're really, really like faint. This is like,
The mic didn't pick that up.
ugh.
You have to go louder.
Okay.
Or she's hitting a
It
noise
did not
gate.
pick it up.
Did it also not pick it up?
It
Yeah,
did
just going
not.
to mine.
Oh, okay. Hold on. Did not pick
Nothing.
it up.
Nothing.
She's very faintly screaming. Ah!
Okay, that's better. Thank you. I am still
After-
screaming.
After about 15 to 20 minutes of sliding,
Oh,
Best slide ever.
Galthuk, you see suddenly it looks like the hole ends. Is that? I don't see light, but. And then you slide directly into something. Something very sticky and webby.
Mm.
Yeah.
As you. Oh, did I move you guys? Yes, I did.
Yeah.
So you arrive in what looks to be a small chamber covered in webs.
Mhm.
I stand very still.
So at this point, you hear. I need you to make a dex save.
Oh shit.
As you just barely step out of the way, and Affy goes sliding, skidding a little bit before landing at a stop.
Did I at least look cool when I landed?
You had 3 ass
You-
hops.
You literally went. You know what? Make an acrobatics check.
Okay.
You
So I
go
landed the
skidding
splits?
face. You go skidding face first into a pile of webs.
Ugh. Yeah, you find it funny.
Minute or so, but or two later, the other three slide down. Vesrin, JJ, and then Forte.
Well,
I'd like to look around, by the way, before anything else. Any spiders? Or any creepy crawlies or anything that's gonna like try to eat us?
Make a perception check.
I'll
I
be doing
have
the
dark
same. So
vision. So perception.
I have 60 feet of dark vision as well.
None that you can see right now. There does seem to be quite a bit of webs. What you do notice, though, is this area looks more similar to the mountains outside. The rocks appear more similar.
Looks like this looks more like normal.
We may be close to an exit.
So like how bad are the webbing is the webbing? Like is it all over the place?
It is all over the place.
Including where we're
Does it seem
standing?
intact enough to like collect as rope or no?
You could certainly try.
If I were to set it ablaze, would I would I like cook us alive?
Probably.
Okay.
If we tried to make rope out of it, would proficiency in survival do anything for that?
The bigger issue is successfully collecting the spider web.
That's fair.
Yeah, is it not like stable threads? Can we not just pull at them and just pull out the threading?
And then it will stick to your hands. Like trying to, essentially, you're considering trying to make rope out of still liquid glue.
So it's not solid, is what you're saying.
I mean, it is just barely, but it's extremely sticky.
I still say we burn it.
There are different types of spider webs, Alec.
I know.
I still say we burn it.
For that idea, but I don't particularly want to get roasted alive myself.
Could you, by chance, use any of your torches to kind of gather up like an area where we would not burn alive? Clear that out first.
Is there even a spot that's not connected?
It does seem like there's certain spots that are not as connected. And from what you know of spiderweb, it's not like spiderweb goes up like gasoline.
Oh, they certainly do. We almost caught my buddy's garage on fire from that.
That was a story I want to hear.
We'll
Another
hear about
time.
it later.
The fire will spread if it's connected.
Yep.
Also, we're gonna probably piss off whatever made it.
Yeah, there's probably
Or cook it.
spiders.
Or
There's
cook it.
probably spiders around here. But it's also going to cook out, so don't forget.
It also could take away the oxygen from us too.
Yeah.
And I
So
don't
there's
see any
nothing
like
further
light or
this
anything.
direction.
You do not see any spiders currently.
Do I see any light or anything like that?
Not around here, actually.
No more of those
On
weird
my
mushrooms?
pauldrons, you should.
All right. What better way than to march forward? How are we all looking? We're all looking probably pretty tired after that fight,
Shitty.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And we don't see any spiders currently?
You do not.
Do I see any spider webs that look like they're humanoid shaped? Or not humanoid shaped, but like shaped as if someone invisible went through them? You know, like unnatural.
Yeah, you already made a perception check. As you look around, you don't really see anything so humanoid shaped.
Okay, so Flick is still here. Let's see.
Either that or he completely chatted out and just went down that giant pit.
I go down here. Do I see anything more clearly or no? Looking around like this. And where's like the spider web the most thick at? Like the thickest at?
Seems to be around the walls mostly.
And this isn't humanoid shaped, right?
No, but there does seem to be a thick amount of webbing there.
I really need to catch a breather after that fight, but probably not when we're in imminent danger.
Agreed.
I'd like to ask Vestern to follow me so we can both come down
Mm-hmm.
this way. Do you see anything?
Seems to be a hallway. The more you look at it, it almost looks as if this entire area has been sort of abandoned. And Vesrin, you think about it, and you remember you didn't really hear any animals when you were approaching the mountain.
Perhaps whatever lurked here at one point fled.
Can we catch a breather in here, or
As you think about it, I want Vesrin, I want you to make a nature check.
Okay.
Okay. Forte, I want you to make a nature check, as you do know the environment.
okay?
Okay, never mind.
So, can I feel any like air or wind coming from this side of the tunnel?
You do feel a very slight breeze.
Is it coming from my? Is it coming towards my face, or am I feeling it from the backside of me?
You feel it coming towards your face.
Okay.
Can I do a history check to see if like I know like history or some kind of check to like know if there's like any like mining shaft or anything in here once upon a time?
Make a history check. You have no idea.
I'm gonna make that same check over here to see if whether or not I feel any air coming to my face or from behind me.
You do feel air blowing into your face as well.
Both sides.
Mm-hmm.
What you looking for, Delphic?
Trying to kind of get a feel for which way the tunnel comes through. Like, is there anything from the outside blowing into here? But it seems like both of them have air coming towards us, and this being the central area.
Vesperin said he didn't recall hearing any animals around here.
Think this is where those things upstairs that were being eaten came from?
Very possible.
Maybe.
Maybe then we should just as
You
a
do
group
recall
just
those were spiders.
so then maybe we should just try both of us or all of us come down this area. We'll see where it leads, I guess, because I'm out of
I
ideas.
don't imagine.
I don't see any
Okay.
lights down either way,
We
right?
should-
When I was looking.
You did not.
All right, I agree, but let's let the quieter ones take lead.
Sounds
I want to
good.
avoid a fight. I want to avoid a fight if we can help it. Still feeling the burns from the previous one.
Who's leading the way?
I'm going to look at the party and say, we may want to consider your getting out of here as quickly as possible as well. I'm low on resources and should only be able to shield us for another hour.
That is the plan.
Alright then. I'm
We
going
need the quiet one.
to
We need the quiet one. Quiet ones to take point, though.
Mm.
cast Pass Without Trace.
I can sneak ahead since I'm quiet.
You look worse off than everyone else.
I can go first, and Nafi could be behind me.
That checks out.
So make your stealth checks.
Alright.
Hmm? What was that?
Mind making my check for me, sir?
Sure.
IDC them reconnecting. Can make mine as well.
I
Okay, never mind. I'm
suppose-
back in. I'm back in.
Okay. So 26, 26, 20, 21, and Galthuk.
Okay.
Stealth, please. And 25. Okay, you guys begin to proceed forward. Where are you heading to first?
I'm gonna keep following this path here, making sure that my party is close behind me.
Sticking
Okay.
closer to the back, but still following.
I'll stay right behind, nice and quiet.
Alright. I'm gonna take a look down here. If I see anything.
You see a dead, half-eaten spider body.
I whisper to Affy, who's right behind me, to let the others know that there is a spider corpse right here.
Okay. And I whisper that to the party behind me.
I pass along the info. I don't know where Leroy is though.
Are we playing broken telephone or are we just whispering it like normal?
You're just whispering.
Got it.
If you want to be mischievous with it, that's up to you.
I'd
I'm
really
gonna
rather not. Like, not right now when we're all kind of injured.
approach the corpse with caution and step around it.
Okay.
Take a look, see if I see anything this way.
Halls continue with seems like slightly less spider webs.
Can I
Alright.
stealthily play my bagpipes?
I'm gonna say no.
Oh, 5.
I'm gonna move up into this little alcove here and see if I can see anything up that way. Any little sorts of light or anything.
You don't see anything yet.
Alright. I'll move.
Is someone
down
lighting the way,
here.
by the way?
I have dark vision, so
I
can
can
see
see in the
something.
dark. Yeah.
Is
I would like
anyone
to
in the dark.
cast.
I can also see in the dark.
You'd like to cast what, JJ?
I would like light, as I cannot see in the dark.
Okay.
Did I ever drop it? I don't. Or how long does it last?
You dropped the stone.
He was
Yeah, but I
holding
lit
his
my pauldron on the way down.
Oh, right,
Mhm.
right. Yes, you did. Yeah, I would have assumed you would have recasted it. Okay.
Alright, I'm gonna come up here. Take a look down this way.
You see what appears to be another unmoving, half-eaten corpse.
Mushrooms.
Once
And some
again tell
mushrooms.
Abby to let the others know.
What they do?
I'm gonna step around it. Take a look this way.
As you do, you actually see some light shining up ahead.
Before I move any farther, I'd like to look at these mushrooms to see if they're anything of note.
They are very large mushrooms, but
Do they look poisonous?
Anything
make
I
a nature
recognize?
check.
Okay. Okay. That's fine. I'm gonna err on the side of
I'll
caution
try to do
and
the thing. Hang on.
Are you
step
proficient
around.
in?
Oh.
See, you are
Oh,
absolutely
no.
100% sure these are not poisonous mushrooms, and they look delicious.
I have to be physically restrained from eating one.
While we're walking, Galthok, JJ, and I hanging out kind of in the back, I confront JJ again on the illusion magic.
What do you say to him?
Tell him to spill the beans.
You got your secrets, I got mine. The same way how everyone's got a backstory. I just use some pick-me-ups here and there to keep some larger secrets hidden proper.
I look at JJ, and I basically tell him that, like, I'm asking nicely. Other people around the kingdom, around the empire, are not going to ask you nicely.
Alright. I'm gonna keep moving forward here. Take a
Tell you
look
what,
this way.
we get back to the
You see
dorms,
another
I'll show
spider
you later.
corpse.
Deal?
I didn't hear what you said.
I said, tell you what, we get out of this hole and get back to our rooms. Normally,
You sound kind of crispy
I'll show you my
there.
secret. Deal?
All right. I hold you to your word.
And as you all move forward, you see a light.
I look down the side here. There's like a cavern area like right here, right?
It's seems like the tunnel just kind of continues.
Kind of continues. Okay. I'm gonna point out the light ahead and start making my way there.
Just following along.
Hang 1 second. Oh, this is a long tunnel.
Kind of curious where the other
Right.
way went now.
As was I, but we're in no condition to go adventuring.
So, are you guys leaving? As you see, the cave is in fact the exit.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
If this takes us to the other side of the mountain, I swear.
Well,
Totally is.
here's the thing.
Mm-hmm.
It does.
I knew it.
As you guys exit the mountain, you are on the pretty much exact other side of it. So you'd essentially be all the way up here. But you are out. And that is where we will end tonight's session. I will also
Alright.
note, once you guys have your next long rest, you all will level up.
Sweet.
Yay.
So
we do
prepare
Very
that for
cool.
next session. I hope you guys had fun.
Should we level
Mhm.
up now or?
Just prep your level up for next session.
Okay.
You won't officially have your level up until the next long rest, but it's unlikely very much is going to happen between now and the next long rest.
Alright then.
Cool. All right. All right.
Can we take the long rest now or?
I mean, do you guys want to take a long rest right when you get out of the mountain that has a rock at the top of it?
I mean, I'm kind of alright with it, honestly.
With
Come out, we know we're safe, yes, for the most part.
should we stuff back into the mountain and kind of hide in there now that we know that
We could, yeah, we could
we've
gather
killed
some
it.
like lumber and stuff from the outside edges, from what we can find, and bring it in.
I mean, we could also just go back to the city. We know where it is.
Sometimes they're like, is it a long journey to get all the way over there, isn't it? It's probably gonna be a full day.
I thought it was about an hour or 2 hours.
What was it, Doc?
It will, well, to get to the mountain took about 2 hours, but you're on the other side, so you think it'd probably take 3 or 4.
3 or 4? Not terrible.
I mean, we can take a short rest and then do the walk.
True.
We just got to go get our cart.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, where'd it go?
Grab that on the way.
It's on the other side of the mountain.
Ugh, not again.
Well,
This
we
is
could
the
probably go off
stupidest
the other side
I've
through
ever
that secondary tunnel that I found or that we found. I mean, I felt air coming in from both ways. That makes sense now.
Should we do that?
We could
Let's
do
take
that.
a nap first
I guess let's go.
and rest up a little bit, and then we'll go.
If we're gonna do that, then we should do that like right now, while we still have
Yeah.
Pass Without Trace. Otherwise, we won't have it.
Yeah.
Maybe.
I will say, for expediency's sake, if you are going to do that, you are going to find that it loops back around.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, to the same spot right where we're at?
Mhm. Yep.
Oh, okay.
That's where that other thing came from, huh? Yeah, that makes sense. Cool.
I mean, we could just take a short rest and travel back.
True.
Sounds good. Let's do it.
Will the
Sweetness.
DM allow us to do that?
Short rest?
Short rest and then travel back to town.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Well,
I'm gonna roll some hit dice.
Are
Me
you
too.
gonna give us the JJ? You want to give us that that sweet somber music before we go to sleep? For that rest.
Absolutely.
Um,
Let's play a good old song of rest.
That
Alex,
thing,
also
that
would you
hit-
thing
be so kind?
works
Hey,
wonders.
should I also hit the hit dice or no?
Yeah, if you want to heal.
I feel like I would
Dr.
like to
DJ,
heal.
would you be so kind?
Everyone that's taking a short rest, you get 5 extra health.
Not too soon. Please also add that to my own health.
Okay. 5 plus the 7 that I got, so 12.
JJ, you're rolling a hit dice.
Yes.
All right.
Okay. How many?
Just the one is fine.
16, 21. Well, I rolled a max hit dice for you, so
I
Yeah,
rolled
21 health
one
now.
max and then 4 now ones.
Go buy a lotto ticket.
No, don't buy a lotto
buy a
ticket.
lotto
You'll get
ticket.
shot and lose.
No, he'll win and then get shot.
Yep.
Yeah.
Now, is that per hit dice? That Song of Rest?
No, just the first.
Okay. Good to know.
All right. That was good. Very good. Are we gonna get to the village before we end off for the night, or?
I still want to do some roleplay stuff once we actually take the long rest, but that could wait until next session.
Yes.
I just wanted to. I just wanted to do the level up.
Yeah. So that's what I'm saying is like we could get to the inn before we end for the night. That way, when we start off, we don't have anything.
Does
to
the
lose.
short rest count for the level up?
What?
No, you have to do a long rest for level up.
Yep.
Yeah.
No, but we can prep the. We could basically like, quote unquote, level up and just sleep.
Yeah.
Because we're gonna do roleplay
I'll
stuff
take it.
and we're probably not gonna fight each other. So.
Exactly.
I'll take it.
So I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you had fun with your little boss fight. Your first official boss fight.
Yeah.
Well,
Yes,
Laurent's
yes.
character was more of a menace to me than the boss was.
Well, what you talking